Tonight, Charlotte City Council is pushing for millions of dollars in federal support for transit and public safety.
Multiple council members, they are back home tonight after lobbying lawmakers in Washington, D.C. WCNC Charlotte's Julie Kay joining us in the studio after speaking to two council members. That is, Julie, what are they asking for here?
Yeah, Colin, Vanessa, they both told me public safety, mobility, and housing are the biggest focuses. But this trip had some extra pressure because North Carolina still does not have a state budget to meet these asks.
This list is just a fraction of what city council members say Charlotte needs right now as the city grows.
You're not just asking to ask, you've got a targeted ask, and this is actually going to get things done.
Councilmember Kimberly Owens just returned from a National League of Cities conference in Washington, D.C. They spent days consulting with other local governments before heading to Capitol Hill to ask lawmakers directly for their needs.
We've been in national headlines in the past few months, right? And a lot of it is because we don't have the necessary support from our state legislature, our funding levels to really, provide the wraparound services and public safety that our community needs.
Councilman J.D. Meswera Arias tells me this trip is even more important because North Carolina is the only state still without a budget. That keeps law enforcement from getting raises and resources they say are desperately needed. In total, they requested more than $10 million for CMPD support, including take-home cars, body cameras, and police radios. They also requested $3.7 million to establish a permanent Northeast Division station. As Charlotte grows, this list could too.
We've been growing at an exponential pace, but often we've been growing at the expense of community, right?
But both tell me they're optimistic about working with Congress and finding common ground.
That's where the real action takes place.
And as I mentioned, housing and workforce initiatives also a big part of their focus. Owens in particular is pushing for Congress to pass the 21st Century Road to Housing bill aimed at expanding housing supply and lowering costs. Vanessa, Colin, back to you.